Capital Region Sports Saturday brought to you by Mohawk Honda. On the phone right now, Joe Calderone. You know him all over the Capital Region. He's been everywhere and now running CapitalRegionSportsNet.com. And Joe, John Audino out, 24 years as the Union College football coach. What do you make of that whole situation?
Well, I mean, honestly, Brady, I have to say two things. One, not surprised by it, but at the same time disappointed by it. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people, sadly, kind of saw the handwriting on the wall. I mean, there were stories being done about, John Audino's future before the Dutchman Shoes game. Will he be back? Won't he be back? And it stinks because, in the 90s and the 2000s, you're talking about a guy in a program, they were considered one of the best Division III programs, forget about in the Northeast, but in the country. And the 2010s, just sadly, you look at the record and it is what it is. It hasn't been that great. Union had 4 losing seasons in their last 6, highlighted by this last season, an 0-10 mark. So I don't think a lot of people are surprised, but I think disappointed because I don't know if you've met him or, and if you haven't, for how long, but John Audino just not just a really good coach, but a great guy. So when someone like that in our market gets, retires, it's disappointing and it's sad.
The university comes out and says that he's, quote, retired to pursue other coaching opportunities. Does that feel a little bit skeptical to you? Because to me, if you're retiring, why are you pursuing other coaching opportunities at the same time?
Yeah, a lot skeptical. And I think what's tough is that 99% of the time, Union College does it right. This press release, the wording of it, and the fact that they, that nobody, and I can't just attack them, but, John Audino, awesome guy, but I think I don't think he wants the drama. So earlier, the day that the announcement came out, I called him. Obviously, didn't get a return phone call, but I texted him and did get a return text. And he just wanted to thank the media for their support and all those types of things, but had no comment. And my issue is everyone who's covered the situation or has covered Union College football knows what's going on. You can read between the lines. And a month ago, right after the Dutchman Shoes game, here they are. They just get beat by their bitter rival. That finishes an 0-10 campaign for them in 2015. And John was flat out asked, what do you know about your situation? Are you concerned? And he didn't sound like a guy who was retiring. He's like, my family was born here. I'm, from here. I love this program. I think I'm a good coach. I think I have a good staff. We're confident in what we're doing, and I want to be back. So how you go from that a month later to he's retiring to pursue other coaching opportunities, it just doesn't make sense. And again, full disclosure, I've covered Union athletics and I've got friends over there. But it is what it is. Everybody can see you're letting him go. At least that's my opinion. Now, I wasn't a fly on the wall in the conversation between John and the school, but anybody who had a tweet out that day or anybody that I've talked to, we're all kind of saying retiring with an opportunity to go coach somewhere else. It just doesn't make any sense.
With that said, you said kind of the writing was on the wall because of the recent lack of success of the program. And I don't know about you, Joe, but I don't remember any cases that I've been around in Division III athletics where a guy was fired, let go, or forced into retirement or forced out because of a performance thing. That's just not something you see very often at Division III. As long as the rest of your program is clean and your academics are on track, and by all accounts, that's been the case at Union.
No, and when I say the writing is on the wall, I'm not basing it on a gut feeling. For me, there were reports out that, hey, you know what, the situation hadn't been the greatest over the last couple of years, solely based on the win-loss. John Audino runs an amazing program. Like I said, I know you're not supposed to base stuff like this on the personal interactions you have with a coach. You're supposed to be a journalist and keep it professional and all those things, but you couldn't find a nicer guy. The writing on the wall, when I say that, it's just based on things that I'd heard, stories that were out there. And like you said, and at the Division III level, for somebody to lose their job, there's something really that has to be wrong, whether it's maybe scandal, like you said, maybe graduation rate. That wasn't the case at Union. So this is and listen, I know you do a lot of stuff over at Albany. You've met coaches in this area. I think, we're really lucky in a sense. We have some really good men and women that run our collegiate programs. So when one of them retires, it's disheartening and it's disappointing.
Joe Calderone, CapitalRegionSportsNet.com. Go check him out. And here breaking down John Audino, quote, retiring to pursue other coaching opportunities after 24 years at Union, the school's all-time winningest coach. Joe, thanks a lot.
Brady, anytime, brother. You know that.